Hi, I'm Joe Feldman. I'm the Sales and Marketing Director for a company called Ideal Group. I wanted to move the team from being very product heavy and talking about technology over to talking about provisioning a service and talking about achieving some business solutions. The Orbit program involved, first and foremost, it was tailored, which I think was really important. It wasn't one size fits all. When I engaged with the guys at Orbit, they listened to the challenges that I had and that we had as a business. They understood exactly where we were from a starting position and where we wanted to get to. And in doing so, they then developed what the program looked like, which was hugely beneficial to us because it was completely tailored to the people and the personalities within the team and what we were looking to achieve. We kicked off with a 360 review and assessment of the team, and that was all about establishing where our starting point was, which was really, really important. And it gave us a few surprises, which was nice, not just for me, but for the team, because sometimes we convince ourselves of stuff that we're doing that we're not, and different perceptions across the business was really invaluable. From the 360 assessment, we went on to a vision and bigger picture. So it was a 3-hour, delivered all remotely, a 3-hour remote training session, for want of a better phrase, and it was handled brilliantly. It was over Zoom, I think it was Zoom, but the way that it was structured, it allowed us plenty of breaks, it allowed a lot of collaboration, it had breakout sessions, so the technology was really utilised in the best possible way to keep the focus of the team in this sort of remote fashion. So that was really useful for a 3-hour session. From that, we went on to the second module, and this is all over the space of probably about 6 months. We went on to a second module, which was around behaviours of solution selling. So if we want to convert a team of technical problem solvers into a team of strategic thinkers and Challenger-Salespeople that can talk at a strategic level with strategic people in a strategic way, it was really important that we break it down psychologically, and we looked at a whole host of things in terms of the art of questioning, how we can position our questions, how our questions have to differ depending on the persona of the person that we're discussing anything with. It was about the mindset of a salesperson. So I talked about Challenger-Salespeople there. It was about identifying, what persona are we as salespeople individually within the team, and what does a successful salesperson look like, and what do their behaviours look like, and if I'm not that, what do I need to do in terms of positive steps to move me towards more of being a Challenger salesperson. And that was great, and we had a lot of homework on the back of that. I call it homework, but it was good. It was some afters that the guys had to then really focus on. And then we came back about a month later, and we tailored those things more into Ideal and what we do on a daily basis and the way that we strategically engage with our executive review boards. It was about how we take everything that we'd learned up to that point and we start now cookie cuttering that into some sort of scalable process that we've already identified that works well with our customer base. So it's making the stuff that we've learned fit with the stuff that we do. And this has always been an evolution. It was never about making the guys, it was about making them a bit better, but we've already got a great team of people. So it's about evolving them in a way that was a bit more relevant in today's market. So that was great. So that then took us into more practical stuff in terms of how we engage with our customers. And then we went into really proving that all of those things worked into some account spotlights. So as part of the process, we highlighted obviously the behaviours of the team and where we needed to change. We highlighted the way that we wanted to engage, but we also looked at the business from industrialising a process and account planning. We identified at the outset that account planning was going to form a really important part of how successful we are. It's going to determine the success of all our engagement. So what we did as part of this process, we worked with the team at Orbit to build an account plan that sat dynamically within our CRM. We use Salesforce at an account page level. And we built what that needed to look like at every step, really, in terms of all of our history, all of our knowledge of the customer, what the key contacts are within that customer. We did a SWOT analysis, and all really culminating into creating a big vision for that account that we can then execute against. So what we did is this part was the account spotlights. It was saying, right, everything you've learned and the way that we engage, and with the account plan that we introduced into the team, now go and plan an account or plan an engagement within a key account, not your best one, but one that maybe sits sort of tier 2, tier 3 that we could get the most development out of, and let's discuss it. So let's take an hour or so, I think it was hour and a half, where you come and you pitch your account plan to a team of peers. So both internally at Ideal, there was exec sponsors, so I was involved in all of them. We also had our MD involved, we had our CTO involved, we had either Andy or Jill from Orbit involved, and then we worked together as a real sort of working team, a real working structure, where we tested the plan and we added stuff, all with positive intent. So we finessed the plan so that the guys could then go and execute against it, with the idea being that once we get that one done, we turn the account plan and the processes that you've been learning into more of a habitual, just a thing we do, as opposed to something you're asked to do. And then after the account spotlights, there was something that sat in line with that. Now, if the team are evolving at an account level, I was really keen to evolve with them. So I didn't know whether I was part of the problem or not in terms of my management style and my behaviours. So I took some executive coaching from Andy in 3 different tranches across the whole span of the engagement to make sure that I was altering the way in that I managed the team, in the way that I spoke to the team, that I questioned the team, I held the team to account, the way that I understood more for their personal drivers in terms of their goals. It was about getting more under the skin of that. I'm personally was always a metric-driven manager of teams, so I've always believed, and I still do believe, that there is a direct correlation between high performance and high activity and smart activity. Where I really needed to work was coaching. So I've always come from a place of teaching and mentoring, and never really coaching. So I've either told someone to do something, shown someone how to do it, but I've never really coached to a point where the answer comes from within, and that needed some work for me. So I got a huge amount from that from Orbit as well, which was great. That's pretty much everything from the process. The top 3 business benefits that we've experienced through engaging with Orbit are quite clear, actually. So we've had a record start. So we're about to close our H1, so our first half, and we're about 5 months ahead of where we'd budgeted to be. So whilst it's not all down to Orbit, they've played a huge part in that. Secondly, the guys are engaging more strategically within their customer base. So we've had a huge increase in ERBs, which is an executive review board, and the way that they plan those. And where we've never really account planned before, at least dynamically on CRM, there's now 25 account plans that have been opened and that are being worked on right across the team.